Welcome back to our 2 Minute Tuesdays with Trish and Pastor Dave.
2 minute two.
As we talked last week, we have questions from an Instagram that we came across. Her Instagram is No Nonsense Spirituality, so feel free to check her out.
Love it.
And she just had a whole bunch of questions that we want to deconstruct, basically.
Yeah, deconstructing people would ask these questions.
Yeah.
As a critique of the church, and it seems like these should be asked out loud to a church.
Yeah, and
So,
if you want to
why
know
not?
more about deconstruction, check out our first video.
Yeah,
or
last week.
Previous video. So, all right. She asked,
Why would a loving God create hell?
why would a loving God create hell?
Yeah, and that's a great question because we, as we will find with so many of these questions, have fabricated whatever the version of the story we need in order to leverage people's behavior. And we can't think of a better leverage rather than reward and punishment, right? This is how we try to raise kids when we do it bad too. If you do what I want, I will reward you. If not, I will punish you. Basic parenting. It also happens to be unhealthy parenting. Well, write that on the cosmos and give the church control over it, and you end up with something like heaven and hell. Now, I'm not saying that Jesus doesn't mention these. He does, but usually they're metaphorical, and when Jesus mentions heavens or kingdom of God or afterlife, or it's not really mentioning an afterlife. He's mentioning a life that goes beyond us, that touches us here, that informs what we do. And when he talks about hell, he's talking about all the bad stuff that is happening, getting burned up and disappearing. There's very little evidence scripturally or otherwise for this idea of an eternal afterlife where the devil rules forever and you're punished. That's Dante's Inferno. Remember that from medieval? That's where that came from. B, the devil wins then, right? Because the devil gets to live forever as a king. That's exactly what he wants, and rule over his people. God would not allow that. Instead, what actually happens at the end of Revelation, it's all the bad stuff, all the sickness, all the pain, all the everything goes away along with the devil into a lake of fire. It's all gone, gets burned up, does not exist anymore, and only goodness remains, which means when we live again, we live as the people we're meant to be, not the people who were better than others, but still flawed, because that's just taking this life and putting it into eternity instead of what God actually gives us. So actually, the easiest answer to that quickly, because we've gone over 2 minutes, is if you're thinking that version of hell that she is talking about, you've probably been taught wrong, and we need to restudy this in a more faithful and probably detail-oriented way.
All right, once again, you can check out her Instagram if you're curious about more of what she says. And if you have more questions, go ahead and send it in too.
Yes, this one, pastor@sov-id.org.
Yes, and our socials for SOV Boise. Send us our questions, and we will answer them after we get through this this list of questions.
These are very complex. You're not going to out-heavy these questions.
Yes.
So,
All right, we'll see you next
Hard
week.